people maybe perhaps this game in a slightly better way.
Yes, game 2. Kursalo, let's get in as
Okay.
BlossoM actually did not choose the map, of course. This is a weird one where Feliz lost, and instead of first pick, they picked the map here. Maybe this is where they were talking about something crazy to happen. They were basically out-rotated. They never caught up the XP in game 1, even in 2-lane map. Can they do better in 3-lane map? I
More lanes?
do not think so. I'm not convinced yet, because BlossoM would be happy to play on this map against Feliz, which is exactly what they did in game 1. But maybe they have something crazy prepared for us tonight.
Alright, so Avatar ban, nothing super crazy just yet. I'm waiting for that moment where they spring the surprise, right? This could be the game where we change heroes forever, G-Clef. Maybe they know something that none of us are privy to just yet. This is where we find out if, in fact, Hanzo...
RNG, Hanzo ban. That should be... of course, we're in an old patch, guys, and then just a word of advice: if you're new to Hero League, and if you have that crown on yourself, just press that M-A-I and look for that hero and ban it, because
thankfully we don't have to worry about that in this patch.
Just a word of advice: if you're not looking to play, or if your first pick from your team is not looking to play her, just go ahead and ban it.
When you sit down on day 1 of Heroes 101 with Professor G-Clef, in the syllabus on the front in big letters it just says ban that hero. But
I like this. I love this choice.
This is
from
what you were
Feliz.
talking
yeah,
about.
they actually left it open, left both of them open. So BlossoM does go take.
I can't pick both.
Yep, Genji, and they're gonna get their own hands on Greymane and also Hanzo. This actually gives Uther in a way, but they were willing to give that up big time. Ooh, is it worth it though, giving that Divine Shield onto Genji?
I mean, they're also gonna get the Tracer. Okay, yeah, the Tracer.
Maybe not really a Genji as... Oh, yes, after I saw that Tracer pick, I don't think it's gonna be Uther anymore. And there's that Malfurion, which is kind of an odd pair, along with Genji and Tracer. What are they thinking?
Okay, so a lot of times, I mean, that's why Avatar's banned, is that if you have one of these, dive heroes, like you get Genji in there, Tracer, I mean, you really do want, something that can pair well with them. So Malfurion, yeah, I'm equally as interested in that. Also, maybe, I don't know, we did see Rhaegar last game.
Yes,
so
we did.
That's eventually going to have to happen here at one point or another. Waiting for the second phase.
We just see a big man on the Tyrael, one of the best tanks solo, sometimes even solo lane. And the shields, the amount of shield given to all the allies are way too big. You don't really see that too much, but during the team fight it matters a lot.
There's that talent that gives him, like, his allies the same shield that he gets.
Yeah,
right?
level 1 talent.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, this is the best one, and we see lots of builds. So because BlossoM took Malfurion, did not even ban Uther, which was kind of surprising.
Right.
At least we'll get Uther in a way.
Well, in a way, like, just taking it away.
Yeah, just taking it away because 2 clicks, that's all you need. And here we go, they are focusing on the global, this time a little bit more, as we are still missing, maybe not even, Wiz may play on one of those top heroes, Genji or Tracer, but we're still looking for a solo lane from BlossoM. And also, who's on camera? Gondar's. Garrosh again? Let's see if they want to go all-in team fight.
Oh boy.
They do have lots of pokes for the tribute and some mobility here. But in terms of global, Dehaka wins big time.
I mean, it seemed to me, we are playing Cursed Hollow, so you do have to eventually not take damage for a time. So poke, pretty valuable. I guess I'm actually really surprised that they went with Genji as the first pick over Hanzo. I guess, having a Shimada at all is probably just going to be a good thing, but which one will triumph this game? I think it's going to come down to the heroes that complement them. Honestly, maybe even more than just having a very strong pick on your own side.
See, maybe they're thinking about their old one. Of course, No Chat's not here, but he's observing in the other room, like a Zarya, but that's not going to be the case this time. Bringing that false start once again.
Okay.
They do want to keep that mobility plus the global. So they want to be greedy. They want to grab everything that they want to.
Well, I guess you need a semi-global or global to keep up with the Haka up there. So at least that is you're going to have that parity. But what's the last pick here? All right, well, you were talking about this earlier, the Garrosh. coming through for Feliz.
Ooh. Not the first time for OJ, but his 4th time, of course, has 0% win rate because they have been losing a lot of their games. And OJ has been solid with his Muradin. I think BlossoM's Muradin was more of a steal away because Gondor actually does not really like to play on Muradin too much. It was a steal away, and both tank players actually swapping their favorite heroes in a way here. And let's see how that works out as we go into Cursed Hollow. It is going to be Cursed Hollow, of course, for those of you who's new Korean UI. I think we're gonna keep it that way. But with look at their keyboards.
No, I gotta say, if you just make this game about which team has the better keyboard, it's just not even close. BlossoM win by a mile. Also, you'll notice that not only are their keycaps pretty, but they have all of them on their keyboards. At least 2 members of Feliz pop half the caps off their keyboard, which is like a super pro gamer thing to do if you guys want to make your friends think you're super pro. First off, you put in brackets your clan tag in front of your name. That way everybody knows that you are just the most pro player. But the second part of being a pro player is to pop keys off your keyboard, because people just look at that and they're like, there's no way that could possibly be good, and then you explain to them all the reasons why this is like what pro players do. It's the best.
Only the keys that you need in game.
And you get rank 1 Hero League like instantly. I mean, it just happens.
Yeah, you can't even flame back to your teammates.
No.
You can't even chat.
No, exactly. That's the true reason that they do it. They take off they start with like 1 key and then like, all right, well, how many words can I spell with that? And take the rest of them off.
Well, let's see as
Here we
Dudu
go.
pops in. There's a stun now, but gonna recall. That's the thing. The first you have to look for that recall and then try to stun all the way. But this time, Feliz, they have that poke. They have Hanzo, of course, going to the bot lane already to get an early start. And both as the top lane falls, that the Haka will be very likely going to brush talk all the way up there.
Tracer coming down, but not alone. Gonna have the Malfurion.
The reason why I said Malfurion was kind of an odd pair.
Okay.
Ooh, look at this.
Oh
Genji does have
That's not the push you're looking for.
Well protected, by the way, seems pretty strong, as Genji is still one of the best picks. He's modern. Does get caught, but does not even need any kind of healing. Well, Tracer, I think they're confident enough that Genji and Tracer can actually survive all the CC from Feliz, and maybe they can just juke and not get dragged at all. Now, either one of them, if they get dragged and paired up with Uther CC and Garrosh tosses away, I think they do have enough damage this time. I do like this comp better from Feliz, but BlossoM, I think they're confident enough that they will never get grabbed here.
I mean, you'd imagine so. They have done a pretty good job avoiding it so far. The bigger problem for me is when you look at the mobility of heroes like Tracer, like Genji, and then you think about it, okay, well, are they going to get cut out? Well, it's going to take a lot of coordination and crowd control to do that. And it looks like already that could start here for BlossoM. They're going to start the fight with 1 kill, but it does get evened up, taking out Malfurion.
So Haka joins the team fight. Even false that comes later on, we may actually have an entire team fight. This is all in fighting fight from both teams. Raymond actually doing so much damage due to not really fighting. Oh, that misses.
Oh, the cask, just so close. Dudu does manage to get away, but I think his name perhaps describing the quality of that fight for BlossoM.
It's been a while we've seen that kind of wild fight at such early game. They were going all in, both teams jumping all in, and Garrosh actually tossing Muradin away, Muradin dwarf tossing in right after. We're gonna see that often this game. And
I'm excited. There's gonna be everybody's just gonna be thrown everywhere this game.
Still at the end, Tracer and Genji survive. They do have mobility. I mean, Genji has self-protection,
mobility, but also agility.
Yes, big time agility. That's when Garrosh tosses the Muradin away. Maybe dwarf toss was cancelled. Maybe used right before, but to trying to make it into a trade. Does have pulse bomb, but does not even need it. Actually finds the target onto Liu now, getting that 2nd kill.
Oh, Modern not even worried. He was pretty low there for a while, but Frankie at the same time is going to go ahead and get the tribute.
This is, I think, overall a good trade for Feliz. If they can keep up with their global, as they already have Deaka at the bottom, maybe they can really go towards that rotation in a way. I think this team really not a global focused team as compared to like Ballistics or KSB or even BlossoM. But let's see how well it works for them. Even Gluck was trying to focus on their globals, few of their games in Cursed Hollow, and
I kind of wonder how this is going to work for them against BlossoM. BlossoM, obviously, they've got crazy good assassins. I mean, anytime you can get Genji is going to be a luxury, right? So is Feliz trying to play global kind of a reaction to not wanting to fight against a hero that's strong?
Wait. What did you say?
I was just trying to think about like why they might have chosen to go for the global composition when that's not something that they've.
Well, I think they're just trying new things as they were having a hard time last time. Look at that, Hanzo is escaping everything but going into a CC on himself. But with that, lots of damage actually escaped by that Hanzo alone, and BlossoM will lose their back line due to CC. This is what I was worried about. They were confident. They were very confident actually in the draft, but they're lacking that heal coming out. They didn't pick Uther. They're willing to pick Malfurion instead. Maybe even a Rehgar could have been a better choice, I think. Just looking at the results right now until this moment.
Well, it's been looking good for Feliz. They got the first tribute, and now they're going to get tribute number 2. Oh, okay, I spoke too soon. I'm never ever going to call tributes this game. There's always just going to be that last little bit of damage that comes through.
Yeah, one single poke is enough. And there's a burst onto Garrosh, gets an armor. There's a tribute going to BlossoM already. And there's a pulse bomb. Does find the target, but that armor is pretty strong. So OJ does survive. Seems like that pick is working out. And Haka, meanwhile, has been pushing. So that's going to be a tribute basically traded for slightly more EXP for Feliz.
Yeah, hashtag things Garrosh does. Gets out with no HP. Worth it in the end. That's Feliz. I want to say that they've had almost the better fights, or I mean, it's been pretty even, but more chaotic for me, or at least especially than game number 1. I'm a big fan. More fighting, always more fun.
Yeah, of course. Oftentimes, I think it all comes down to Hanzo. Whoever is playing Hanzo for Feliz right now, because BlossoM has been focusing on Hanzo. Because if you leave that Hanzo open wide in the back line, it will just do all the damage from the back line. Never catch him until the late team fight. So BlossoM was trying to focus into him, but he knew that was coming early on. At least doing the right job to protect him too. Let's see how long that works. A single pair up CC from Malfurion will be a pulse bomb into Swift Strike from Genji, and that will be a dead Hanzo.
Almost to our first curse of the game. We're not quite there. Next round will be very, very important. And this is where that kind of macro advantage comes in here for Feliz. Maybe they can't fight the fight straight up. They've been trying and having a decent amount of success. But you know, next time around they do have that tribute lead. So we're excited to see how that's going to work out. However, what decides the phase of the game for the lane matchups? What is the priority that Feliz want here?
You mean during draft or?
No, just during this phase of the game. Like, you know, there's no tribute up right now. So
exactly,
why would they decide to go here for Golem instead?
Well, they're trying because of the lane, because they are pushing in lane when they have better way clear. Usually, that's where you buy time to go for the camp or go for the boss. That's exactly what Feliz is doing. They also have Hanzo who can go for faster camp clear. And BlossoM, they were not 10 at the moment, so Feliz was confident enough to go for that because they were out-leveling the opponent. That's exactly why. If I had to answer that, of course.
Thank you, G-Club.
QM questions? Another QM question?
We should just have like people tweet hashtag Professor G-Clef with any question that they have, and then we can go through those at the end of the broadcast. And I'm sure you know, those will be many of my questions as well. But Boss is going to go ahead and break in through the bottom lane. We've got that in our cool picture-in-picture overlay while we focus on this potential third tribute. Genji going to go in and stop that for now. Cyber Agility is way away from there, but I love how Feliz is just using this tribute, guarding it, saying, well, you got to come here and fight us.
Pulse bomb misses and does not find the target. Maybe need some more time to build this on as Genji. Where's Genji? Oh, there he is. So just poking in to delay the tribute.
You can't see
it.
it.
It's really hard to see that ninja on the platform. It's really bothering me for them.
What ninja?
You don't even see.
We can do this all day.
I didn't see that skill coming out from Frankel.
Frankel's, it's a hidden skill.
Yeah,
it's just
Frankel's actually one of the better skill shot player.
Okay.
There goes the question. Pretty late, to be honest. 8:31. But still, poking and doing some...
Every time you say that's late, I'm like, I get mine at like 9.5, 10 minutes, G-Clef.
Oh, here we go. We have Divine Storm locked in as our server does highlight that. I think this time they have enough CC. I think this is the game where they actually need the Divine Shield, but they're not going to take that. Oh, Divine Storm used, but going to escape. Dudu almost died. They just blinked out of there, not recalled.
Blunk. G-Clef.
Here goes. There's a Grey Main going in for the kill. There goes.
Beautiful.
Going for the throat, and maybe on a second kill onto Nasang. There's a chase. Because they have Curse, they're going all in. Even Modern comes way too late. Falls that flew bottom, so there was no Gust available for them. Great decision making from Feliz here.
Man, this looks like a totally different Feliz than game number 1. Their composition looks better. They're playing to it better. They've gotten, I think, not one, but this will be the second Grave Golem. Wow. Is there anything they can't do, G-Clef?
I don't know. We should ask them later. But
win a best of series.
Yeah, but they still, that was even without the taunts, and they still have taunts, so we got that clear. They're actually using this camp time, a curse time, to maximize the top push. Look at that stun. Chain CC. Can that Murodin survive? The answer is no. With the last basic attack coming from Franco, that massive damage. CC pair up. Had to use the taunt, but also for a kill. When they want the maximum push from the top lane, they can actually get a keep here now.
I mean, this is just sort of the worst case scenario. You lose your hero that early on. Your toss not quite toss far enough. So yeah, I think this is going to be a keep.
Maybe even more.
First keep at 10 minutes.
Ooh,
wow.
that device. Let's pretend like we didn't see that. I don't know what happened there.
Everybody gets one.
There's that haymaker on the Grey Main. Perfect pull by that Murodin. Now they can't really go for the core. They were aggressive a little bit. Now they're on to the chase. The Blaze are shooting them. Dudu is going all his way. There's a party gift and extra damage from the recall.
A Modern down bottom. It's just got the perfect matchup he wants. Wiz. Okay, I thought he was actually going to chase for that. But he's not going to in the end. It's Modern down bottom that is really, really putting in work. Actually, wait, did he get both of those kills, or was that, did he give that over? I think he did.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
it doesn't matter.
Right.
BlossoM got multiple kills.
Doesn't matter.
Feliz was. I won't say that Feliz was too aggressive going in. They had the right idea of taking that keep. They had the momentum. They have the camps. But the moment that Storm divided the air around him,
questionable at best.
BlossoM thought, huh?
Is that Divine Storm sanitary? It looks questionable to me.
Thanks for making all the. Thanks for letting me go in. Oh, Genji and Tracer said, "Oh, thanks, Uther. Let's pretend like we didn't see that." But
it was a zoning Divine Storm.
Okay, a zoning Divine Storm.
Yeah, there we go. I'm inventing concepts.
We saw lots of zoning moshes, but this is a new one. This is a new one. I think that's the best words that we can describe what that was. But
revolutionizing the game, G-Clef.
But still, BlossoM needs a lot of EXP to catch up.
That's right.
Feliz were actually by miles ahead. They also got the keep. Of course, they lost that team fight big time. Still, a little bit of EXP lead, and then the fact they have the keep, and they have a global with the Haka, who's actually being super passive. Just slowly walking in, not really pressuring too hard. I think that's actually working out super well for Hanaten at the moment. He was too aggressive last weekend, but seems like he had some feedbacks from his teammates tonight.
Yeah, which removed all of his mana and did damage equal to that, right? That's what feedback does.
Yes, that's also right.
Here we go. All right, Tribute coming in again.
I think BlossoM could have contested for the Tribute this time, but the pressure from the top lane was what lacking. There's the Divine Storm right now, and the perfect drag. The Gust is way too late. Malfurion, ooh, not the spot you want to be.
That was the optimism Gust. It's like, I really just hope this gets there in time. No, that was not destined for success. I mean, meanwhile, back at home, Feliz is kind of getting that macro advantage, but it's not going to deal too much damage more to the core as Feliz just back off and do what Feliz does best, and that is take out Grave Golem. This is their third of the game, doing very, very well at controlling those objectives.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now they're going to push bot lane with the camp control. Of course, Golem's taken away from BlossoM, but I think the wall is somewhat damaged also in the bottom lane. So Feliz going in. Muradin, he has to be careful a little bit more because last time he felt that with pain. And after you take that pain, you realize, oh, they do have enough damage to kill me. And then
Lots of pain.
Yes, lots of pain. And then you go around. You need to change your style, and then that's how you win the game. You try to change everything within the game, not after the game, of course. There's a Falstad going in for that long flight, maybe too long of a flight here, as Genji gets the first kill onto Uther. No Storm this time. Uther finds his target on the Pulse Bomb. Greymane almost goes down, does go down, so that's going to be the second kill. OJ tries to survive, but no damage at all. The Haka already escaped, it seems like.
Wow, not quite a wipe, but you know, not much worse, or not much better, as Grave Golem does get taken down right before it is able to take keep number 2. BlossoM pushed back the wave up top, and I believe that they actually have a counter push that will form there. I can't totally see the minions, but we'll just, you know, definitely not take my word on that one. But yeah, Feliz, what's happening, G-Clev? They started off the game, they were winning every team fight, and now that starts to be substantially different.
The Haka didn't even join into the team fight, and Hanzo just escaped. I meant to say Hanzo barely escaped from that team fight. It was a 5v4. Should have realized, should have actually called out that Falstad can always come from the back and gust us into the keep, even with the boss. It seemed like they had the lead, but with this one, with that team fight, there was not a throw. It was not a throw, but a big mistake from Feliz, just going in for the... I think instead, they could have pressured the top or the mid lane and just send the boss free, because BlossoM, they lack that siege damage a lot.
And I really love when teams not only win a fight, but then go take an objective off of that. Exactly like BlossoM did. No longer Feliz 100% on bosses this game. BlossoM have one up in the top lane, but actually going to go in, and immediately Tracer gets taken out almost before the fight even starts.
See, there's a Divine Storm, and Greymane Aimer still survives. Maybe I was wrong with the Divine Shield, but he does go down. So, does have my point proved there in a while, but there's a pair up CC. Now Genji comes with the blade. Hanzo escapes. Modern does not find his target. Where is my brother? I want to look for my brother. Does find him, but...
This is just like that cinematic, G-Clef.
Yes, in Hanamura. Oh, no, I didn't say Hanamura.
Okay.
No one said that.
I already made that mistake once.
Okay. Well, now there's Curse, but they lack a few members. Maybe they can force this one into the keep. I don't know how aggressive they want to go all the way in. So Modern is already here, clearing this way because they know that pressure will be onto the bot lane.
That's right. They are they're lacking their Shimada. They're lacking discipline. Lacking a lot of things here. I mean, Curse is good though, right? Maybe that'll give them a little bit of breathing room to sit back and answer questions that they must have at this point, because the way this game started, and if I could win games based on just the early game, my record would be so much higher. But sometimes inevitability sits in and you start to realize, wow, we just had like 2-3 bad fights in a row. What's happening here for Feliz?
Yep. They need to, I think, all they have to do is bring the Haka a few more times. And that Divine Storm has been working pretty well against Dutu's Tracer. Was locked in a few times, paired up CC. If it was paired up along with the Haka, even the Haka, I think they could have got more kills. Genji was having lots of free time because that drag was missing. A few of the team fight when they're pushing in at the bottom and again at the top. They try to go aggressive. Now they're 20. I think they have more chances here. And there's that pair up CC. That taunt was not even needed.
There was at least twice as much CC as they needed to confirm that kill. Wow, we were talking about feeling a lot of pain. Well, that's one way to do it. Okay, well, 5-on-4. This is going to be pretty good for Feliz as they look to come down bottom. This keep is, you know, it's seen better days, G-Club. Will get taken out. Keep number 2 going down. So, I mean, we're looking for maybe a little bit of breathing room there for Feliz. They're going to be pretty happy about that one.
Well, it's been a while that I saw a Divine Hurricane there, and that was a big Hurricane. And Muradin, especially with a Haymaker, with going in that deep, I don't know if that's the best choice, as I think Gondar really needs to work. There's a different work. He's not on Garrosh anymore. He can't really survive all that damage. As he was alone last time, even this time. Maybe after twice, you learn something new. Oh, that was a lot more painful.
You know, the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? Hopefully next time he does expect a different result.
I'm pretty sure Honkono in green casting decks is pretty happy about that haymaker, but after watching these kind of pick off from Feliz, oh, he'll be having some deja vu. He's like, oh, am I playing the game right now, or am I a caster? That's basically what Honkono did. That's basically what Honkono did a few times. Not a few times.
He's channeling himself, getting into the game, playing and casting at the same time. I'm not quite there yet. One day I'll be that good at casting. Leave that to Honkono for now.
Yes, we're in to the side, looking for that haymaker angle, trying to push in Greymane.
Oh, Aimer got a little bit over-aggressive.
Big silence now comes in. Genji is very low but protected, but there's the Divine Hurricane.
Beautifully placed.
Does not secure any kill, but only one kill onto Genji, so does defend this one, but the core will take lots of damage from this boss coming into the bot lane.
That's right, gonna go down to around half health here, so halfway towards their goal of taking a game off of BlossoM and evening up our series, but of course, as we know from the way the game started, it's all about how things end up, and you know, BlossoM, what went wrong there for them? It felt like they started off the fight pretty well, taking out an overly aggressive Greymane.
So Feliz was trying to go in, saying that we have the Hurricane, we have the instant stun. We have the instant stun, but Nasang on that period, that big silence stopped all of them from going in. That was a big two. I think Uther was about to press on that R button, but that silence for a long time. That turned lots of things around for BlossoM. Really nice job, and timing that right for Nasang. I gotta give my praise to Nasang on that team fight.
All right, so I mean, we were questioning the Malfurion pick, right, during the draft phase, and all of a sudden a lot of that utility is starting to come in really clutch here for BlossoM. So I guess they are the team, they know best, and it's I'm glad to see you know, picks that aren't immediately obvious coming through for them big time.
So we have lots of silences, upgraded isolation from the Haka. So if that lands on multiple enemies like Tracer, no recall, Malfurion, no Twilight Dream, it can happen. Well, I think BlossoM, they don't need a gust. They didn't need a gust last time because they were winning the team fight. They also have a big disengage tool, but they're losing the macro ward. They lost 2 keeps now. They want that team fight to come up with EXP, but they really have to get their own started, which is exactly the reason why they picked up Volset in the draft. But really, because they were out macro the entire game, Wiz couldn't really do anything. But now with that, not an epic mount actually. Wind tunnel locked in?
We're just all gonna make that kind of thinking emoji sound.
Thinking emoji.
Yeah.
Let's see if that works. Well, up there's initiation on, and that's a deleted Tracer. Dragon's Arrow seems pretty
bullseye. You think for a mobile champion like or hero. You think for a mobile hero like Tracer, ow. G-Clef just physically hit me. So if that's what everybody watching wants to do to me, G-Clef has heard your cries and has accomplished the embodiment of probably all the comments out
There's
there.
a Hurricane. Look at that.
Nice Divine Storm, okay.
Well, that Gust was not really too effective. Seems like they want to end the game here as upgraded Dragon Blade is doing some damage, getting some aggro, but not too much as they're getting killed. Now that's a QM Genji that I see a lot. Goes in by himself, does not really get too much, and Nasang was isolated the entire time, so could not really heal him anyhow. But seems like we're going close to a game. Can Falset actually get multiple kills as
Wiz against
dies?
the world!
That's 2, but Greymane's alive. The core damage is onto Aimer. Does not have the sustain, but Manhattan with Franco, I think they do have more than enough damage
pretty low
to kill that core, and that's going to be game 2. Going to Feliz this time, making it 1-1 now.
Wow, okay, they turn it around. Feliz, it hasn't been impossible for them to take series. We were talking about them earlier, having just taken a game off of Tempest, which is one of only 2 teams to have been able to do that. So they have the potential in them, and they reveal it here in game number 2, taking Cursed Hollow away from BlossoM.
Well, that game was a funky one from BlossoM.
Had a little bit of everything.